we'll let them do that. So let's actually charge the damn mound and get your thoughts, AJ, on the Astros and the Twins. So lay it all out for us. Christian Javier, the good, Sonny Gray, the bad, and that game was not close.
Well, here's the thing. We went into it, if you guys watch the game, thinking, okay, Sonny Gray pitching at home. He's been really good the whole year. Doesn't give up home runs. And in the first inning, and he also his sweeper, slider, whatever. Listen, sweeper. It is a different pitch. I was kind of anti-sweeper slider calling it, but it is a different pitch. They throw it a different way. And if you saw Adam Wainwright explain it last night on the broadcast, it made more sense to me. So we went into it thinking, all right, nobody hits the sweeper off Sonny Gray. The Astros offense, other than Alvarez, had been kind of mediocre. Well, they go the first inning and score 4. Altuve hit a sweeper. They made an error. Tucker hit a changeup, and then Abreu hit the 3-run homer to make it 4-0. That game was essentially over. Now the Twins had chances, but Javier just every time he needed a big pitch, man, he made pitches. And people blame the shadows, but the Astros had the shadows. Didn't matter. I think the biggest play was the game plan. Honestly, Alex Cintron, Troy Snicker, they must have done a lot. They must have told their guys to sit slider. We talked about it on the broadcast, but they didn't miss any of those sweeper sliders. I mean, every time Sonny Gray made a mistake, they whacked it. Sonny Gray will counter say they didn't throw him great. But honestly, the game plan the Astros had was unbelievable. Christian Javier was good, 9 punch-outs in 5 innings. But, I mean, Kratz and Todd, how many times do you see a guy walk 5, hit another one in 5 innings and not give up a run?
No, not that I've heard of. No chance. And he, I came in, I said, Twins are going to do well here. Foot in my mouth. It was just one of those, man, give up 4 in the first. And you were right. It seemed like when you guys were talking about it, seemed like they were sitting on the off-speed pitch the whole time. And why not? He throws it more than none. Everybody talks about the shadows, but if you're sitting on a pitch, all you're looking for is spin. So, if fastball comes at you, you tip your cap, and they really hit that ball well. Like you said, they had opportunities. But when you go down 4, man, that's a couple punches in the gut right there, and you're already on the back end, and you're uphill battling. So they did have a chance in the first there. I think they had second and third. Could have put a run or two up there to kind of minimize it and get that momentum back, but it was a shellacking there. Houston said, you know what? We're the big dogs here. Watch out.
There was a lot of chances. There was definitely a lot of chances. You have to, and for a team that hits dingers, all those walks, I really thought at some point it's going to come back to bite him. And you saw Dusty stuck with his guy. I mean, he was wiggling out of those jams. I think a lot of credit needs to go to Martin Maldonado, too. He absolutely, you guys talked about it in live, he just shut some of those rallies down, like just coming out, putting his arm around Javier and getting good results after those situations. Like there's a lot of trust there from Dusty. There's a lot of, manipulating and really working through those tough areas. But the Twins had their chances, especially a team that hits dingers. You put a couple guys on, all of a sudden it's a 3-run shot will get you. They don't hurt you if you don't put guys on for free. But man, were they putting them on for free and never cashed in. And even a lot of the outset Javier got were out of the strike zone. So it tells you what kind of fastball that up in the zone fastball. I was surprised to see as many chases down as there was. I think there was like 2 or 3 chases down out of the strike zone because they were usually laying off balls down, but he was finishing them high. Watch him fly.
Hey, check this out, AJ, because you were there. Christian Javier on the fans helping him with the pitch clock countdown quote. I did notice it, and when I did, I used it in my favor. At that point, I stopped paying attention to the clock because they were counting and just paid attention to the catcher. Whit Merrifield's going to join the show later. He was one of our first ever guests in March, and I said, do you think that fans during the regular season will shout out the pitch clock countdown, but of course shout it out wrong, right? Yeah. That's the whole way to get you. That's what high school basketball in Jersey, they do that all the time. And Whit was kind of looking for it. It never really happened in Toronto. This is one of the only instances on the year where you see a crowd all kind of get together and count down, but they were counting down properly. The Minnesota Nice came out of them, and it was helping him.
It was unbelievable. First of all, they were yelling it loud. Like, you could hear it. I mean, it was like 5, 4, 3. And Javier took it down to 1 second every single time. I mean, it was like 1, and here he goes. He picks up his leg. He milked that thing like I've never seen anybody milk it. But the crowd, yeah, I mean, you got to start it like when he's at 8 and start counting down and make it a little more nerve wracking. But man, it was a cool moment. But listen, that was really the only inning the crowd was in the game, because as soon as he got out of that first inning with second and third and one out, the crowd just kind of sat on their hands, because after that the game was over.
Usually you
And
see
it was
that.
cold.
Yeah, and it
Yeah,
was
it was
cold.
cold.
And you see in a basketball game.
That's why they sat on their hands.
Yeah, they do that in a basketball game, give them the wrong numbers for the shot clock.
Yeah.
5, 4, and it, or like they do it at 10, and there's like 3 seconds left, whatever it is.
I
But-
just couldn't believe that they were properly counting down.
Yeah.
That's not how you do it.
No.
That's helping the pitcher, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't that helping? Like, Kratz, if you were catching Christian Javier, you're like, hey, dude, in case you're ever worried about the pitch clock, you can hear it for now from the crowd. So don't look anywhere. Just focus on me.
Yeah, I feel like I would have been leery though. Even though it's Minnesota, and Midwest nice. Yeah, they could be a little sneaky. I'd be like, don't listen to him. But he seemed like he said he was listening, so it worked to his advantage.
It did. And then lastly from this game, Jorge Polanco, did he foul tip that pitch?
Oh, please. Oh my. How is okay? Can we show the video of this? We showed it repeatedly on the air yesterday, but can we show this? I think we're allowed to show this, right, Claude?
Yep. We can show this. So, AJ, do you have the commissioner's cell or Joe Torre? Can you hit them up and tell them we're reviewing everything else? We can see that we can review this too.
Well, first of all, Martin Maldonado reacted right away. I mean, if you watch him, he's like, foul tip, right? Dusty reacts. They're all like, foul tip. And I mean, it didn't end up hurting them because they got out of it anyways. But how is that not reviewable? I mean, that is clear as day what's happening. I mean, you can see it hit the bat. Everyone called for it. I just don't understand in the technology that we have now. We can't review foul balls and we can't review foul tips. Like what? I thought the goal was to get things right. Why are we not have these things reviewable? I don't know. You guys are closer with the commissioner than I am, so please explain.
You're talking to the wrong guy here. But it's funny you bring that up, because all of a sudden a hit by pitch that skims off the hand and catcher catches it. Like, we could review that though, but we can't review a foul ball tip. That boggles my mind. We should be able to review everything. Like, here's a dumb rule. A guy hits the ball down the line. Like, if the ball is in front of the third base umpire and he calls it foul when it's supposed to be fair, you can't review that.